before there's a single rumbling of it on the telecast.
Right. So people are walking up to the stage. La La Land producers walking up to the stage. Maybe some of them are giving speeches, and then Rebecca Keegan types in something went wrong.
She's like, you guys. She says it's a mistake. Moonlight actually won, and I wrote back, "Very cool, Rebecca. Not funny," because I thought she was making the worst joke.
Well, yeah. I mean, any rational person would think that was a joke because the Academy has never made a mistake of this magnitude before. I know there have been, in previous instances they've announced the wrong person, the wrong envelope, but it's never been the ultimate climactic moment like this.
So, and then she was like, "No, seriously, guys." And Rebecca's not really like that type. So when she said, "No, seriously," I was like, "Oh." And then I looked up at the screen, and I mean, I was watching the Oscars as closely as I could, but we're constantly blogging and watching. Like, I posted 10 articles that night, so, my eyes aren't always exactly on the screen at all times. And so then I really zeroed in on the screen, and then I started to see sort of the chaos that was ensuing. And I was like, oh my God. And so
I lost my damn mind.
And so since I believed Rebecca, I was like, it was not like what is happening, but more what's going to happen. At that point, the La La Land producer, who has been heralded as the haloed hero of our time,
Jordan Horowitz
steps forward and holds up the envelope, and the cast of Moonlight comes up on the stage, and I was so excited because I love that movie so much. And
man.
It was crazy. It was just absolutely crazy. And then after that came the scramble, since we're still reporting, since we have still reporting, after that comes the scramble of us trying to report on it. So we have a reporter inside the Vanity Fair Hollywood, the Vanity Fair Oscar party, which is this big, the biggest. Sorry, I'm going to say it's the biggest Oscar party that happens in Los Angeles.
It's bigger than any of your Oscar parties out there.
Yes, sorry.
There's not even. It's not even close.
Basically, the only competition is the Governor's Ball, and the only reason that as many people go to the Governor's Ball is you have to go there to get your Oscar engraved. So you go to the Governor's Ball, you get your Oscar engraved, and then you come to the Vanity Fair Oscar party. Every single person comes there. So we had a reporter in there feeding me quotes from people as they figured out, Sofia Vergara and Joe Manganiello or whatever, told Reese Witherspoon in front of my reporter, Ron Howard's finding out in front of my reporter, all this stuff is happening. All these stars who are already at the party are who skipped the ceremony but went to the Oscar party. We're what just happened? Meanwhile, Rebecca Keegan's backstage trying to also figure out exactly what happened with the, stuff we know now about, the envelopes and the switching and what Warren Beatty was doing and what Faye Dunaway was doing and all of that.
It was a crazy night. I didn't believe it at first, but then when he grabbed the card and showed it to the camera, that's when it became real. Because at that point, it just maybe is some kind of hijinks going on, maybe there's some mistake, but he grabs the card, shows it to the camera, really crucial punch in on that card, they did a close-up live, and then the whole truth was revealed to the world.
To me, I'm with some people that are oh, we're making too much of Jordan Horowitz for doing there were some very hyperbolic headlines about Jordan Horowitz following the ceremony that seemed to upset people who are fans of Moonlight, or perhaps wanted the focus to be more on this celebration of this victory for LGBT films or black films, and it's this white guy saved the day, and it was sort of I don't like that narrative. But
which kind of is related to the whole La La Land / Moonlight or versus Moonlight narrative in the first place, right?
But I do think that the fact that Jordan Horowitz did that in that moment saved us from a lot of conspiracy theory sort of stuff. The fact that there is just video evidence of the envelope, exactly what you said, that punch in with the camera, that happened live, just sort of clarified everything, whereas later people would be oh, the envelopes were doctored or whatever it is. But that's all conspiracy stuff sort of evaporated, I think, in that moment. And fascinating.
I think I agree with you. He shouldn't be regarded as a hero any more than anyone else on that stage, including the Moonlight cast, was regarded. You know what I mean? I thought, for the most part, everyone comported themselves with a lot of grace and poise in the situation.